it's Charlie from Daily Motor. Today we've got the sound system demo of the 2019 Tesla Model X and its 12-speaker premium audio system. This is going to be an in-depth review. We're going to take a look at how the infotainment system works, take a look at audio adjustments, controls, inputs, speaker locations. Then we're going to head out on the road and listen to these sample tracks while we're rolling, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. If you don't care about any of that stuff at the beginning, you just want to hear the music, click ahead in the video. We've got chapters to get you right to the tunes. And if you're tired of hearing the same songs week in and week out, sign up to become a Daily Motor member. There you can hear member-only requested tracks and see behind-the-scenes footage and support the channel. So if you're interested, check the link or the join button down in the description. Before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. Now, yes, this is an older Model X, 2019, but the sound system in the new ones, the 21s and 22s, should be quite similar. There are two different sound systems, kind of a lower tier and then this more premium one. But we're not really, we don't have too much time with this Model X. We're pretty much just doing a sound test. Might give a few of my driving impressions at the end, but not really much more to see on this one. You can see links in the description for our Model Y content, but this is about all we're doing with the Model X. Now, we always do these tests with lossless. Oh, I'm going to close this door here. Look at that. We always do these tests with lossless, uncompressed WAV audio files on a USB stick plugged directly into the system, and high-quality Roland binaural microphones in both of my ears, giving you the most realistic audio system demo on YouTube. We also do the test with the sound settings set to their factory default, so let's take a look at those now. Very characteristic, huge touchscreen here for the Tesla. Looks quite good though, and it's pretty easy to use. Already got my media screen up. You can see I can pull it up or down. Right now we've got some camera action going, and then you've got your big old map, but pull up on the media. I'm gonna go up here to the sound settings. Right away you see tone, you've got a subwoofer adjustment, and then a 5-band equalizer. I like to see that on cars, and it's a good premium aspect. So you've got all those. We'll kind of go through and play with them, and then an immersive sound control as well. I'm going to just do bass, mid-range, and treble, but just know that there are two kind of in-between adjustments you can do with those as well. Here's subwoofer as well. Look at that. Boom. It just keeps giving me different numbers. That's really funny. I found with our Tesla Model Y that immersive sound off was my preferred way of listening. It sounded the most true to recording and least echoey, but I will leave it on standard for most of this test. On top of these adjustments, you have a balance. You can kind of put the sound anywhere in the car and get it back in the center. Options, a few things regarding music, and let's go through sources after this. So that's all you got for audio adjustments. For controls in the Model X, you have volume on the touch screen right down here. You can either tap or hold. You can't exactly slide back and forth like you can on the Y and the 3, but you have a scroller knob on the left side of the wheel here. For track selection, you've got the touch screen or these controls next to the volume control on the steering wheel. If you're not on that screen, if you're, say, in your settings for some reason, you'd have to use the steering wheel. For audio inputs in the Model X, you have your standard, actually not so standard because you don't have any AM radio, just FM radio, and then Bluetooth, Spotify, karaoke, and streaming, two services provided by Tesla with the premium connection service that give you karaoke and some media streaming. You also have Sirius XM, which is nice to see, tune-in radio for radio stations, and Tidal Music, which is very cool to see in this car. I wish they'd have Amazon Music. That's what I use for high-fidelity streaming at this point, but it is nice that you have at least some sort of high-fidelity streaming for the Teslas, and then USB-A input as well. What does that mean you're missing? Well, no USB Type-C, and you also don't have a way with either Android Auto or Apple CarPlay or an auxiliary input jack to do high fidelity streaming from your phone, and that's a little unfortunate because, for example, I use Amazon Music to get high fidelity uncompressed audio streaming, and I'd have no way of getting that high fidelity music onto the car here and playing it through the car speakers. I'd have to use either USB drive like I have or Tidal. All right, there's no Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, but let's go through speaker locations. As I said, this is a 12 speaker system. Starting in the bottom left, you've got a door woofer down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just go into the back. Pop open the Falcon door. So that was 7 up front. Then you have 8 in that door, 9 in that door. Close this. Bring open the trunk. 10, 11 back here in the deck lid, and then a subwoofer right here making 12. Okay, since we don't have any Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, let's get this thing out on the road. listening to a song like this and all the other songs we've listened to so far, I'm happy with the power of the system. I'm happy with the balance. There's a good driving force to it. And overall, it's pretty darn crisp. I could go for a little more delineation up near the mid-highs and kind of separating between the instruments for those extra high-end crisp shots and then a little bit more of the guitar sound. But overall, it's nice on the ears and powerful, which I appreciate. This next song will turn the bass and subwoofer adjustments all the way up and see how it sounds. Sloppy coming from the back, but overall very powerful. I'm feeling it in my seat. Not getting too much gear shakeage, but it's loud and strong. My thoughts on the 12 speaker sound system here in the Tesla Model X. Pretty darn good. I'm happy with it, and it's a more natural sound than our Model Y's sound system. Our Model Y sounded really good when you cranked it up, but when you're listening to it at lower volumes and certain songs, it was hard on the ears. It was very hard to pinpoint why. It was just a weird compression happening with the music. And part of that might be because I often was only using compressed audio sources because, like I said, there was no way to have CarPlay or anything like that. But overall, this is definitely getting an A. It's not quite the wow factor and amazement and home theater style quality that you get from an S-tier system, but really not many systems are. There's only been a small number of S-tier systems here tested at Daily Motor, but this is very good. I'm happy with it. I'm surprised it's not a little bit quieter at highway speeds. There's still a good amount of wind and road noise, and I mean, this vehicle is $90,000 when new. This is standard range, and so I would want a little bit quieter for better sound quality, but overall, quite good. Thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the Model X, stay tuned. I'm going to record my last few impressions here, driving impressions after this, but we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on. Alright, sound system off, brief driving impressions. of the Model X. It feels like driving a Tesla school bus compared to something more like the 3 or the Y. It's the last currently made Tesla model that I have not driven. I've driven the 3, the Y, and the S. Now is my chance to drive the X. Overall, I like the general layout of the car, but it does feel large. It's cumbersome. The ride is much better than the 3 and the Y. Not a whole bunch quieter though. As I mentioned at the end of the sound test there, I was hoping that it'd be a little bit quieter in here. Also, this one seems to be built on a Friday because there are some creaks, some rattles, some not very inspiring quality aspects. Oh, okay, Cavalier, you go for it. And then listen to this when I get on the throttle hard. Oh, you're not really gonna be able to hear it, I guess. There, did you hear that? There's a really bad driveline vibration. I would absolutely, if I owned this car, I would be bringing it in and having it inspected because that does not seem right. I do like having the instrument cluster in front. It's not something it's not a must-have for me. Like, it's something that I didn't mind not having that in the Model Y, but it works well here. It shows you your media, shows you your power usage, and I do love this large screen. Oof, that is really bad, whatever that is. I like this large screen. It's in good reach. It's built nicely into the dash. It works well. A lot of cool features to it. Yeah, I don't think I would buy one of these. I guess if I really wanted to be in the Tesla ecosystem and I had a lot of kids, I guess that's the only reason why I would go with an X, is to get one with the third row. I definitely wouldn't get one like this. That's only the 5-seater option. I would just stick with a Model Y. Although I do really like the ride quality on this, but you give up so much in terms of the driving experience. I feel like it doesn't feel like a $100,000 luxury car, but it is cool. It has the cool factor, and I like the tech features. I like the fact that when you walk up to the car, the door opens itself, you get in, you put your foot on the brake, it closes itself, and you drive away. That's a really nice feature, but I don't think that justifies the $100,000 price tag, because there's just a lot of better cars you could get at that price point. Even now, some electric ones. You know, Mercedes is going to be coming out with a lot of cool stuff. So yeah, it's a cool car, but probably not one that I would buy. But super brief impressions, not even worth warranting a full independent video. I don't like putting out car reviews, if you will, on cars that I haven't been able to spend an adequate amount of time with. So thanks for watching. Thank you to Gene Buttman Ford in Ypsilanti, Michigan for letting us drive this used car. If you are interested in it and you watch this probably right after it comes out, then it might still be for sale, but also maybe purchased. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.